Welcome back to another episode of DAS with your boy, Sean Mack. And today we're going to be speaking on a tragic topic. First, I want to say I appreciate all the new subs. I appreciate the comments. We're a small channel, as I always say, and we're growing, and we couldn't do it without y'all. So I appreciate that. But I'm back for another Deaf After Sports. This is what I do. This is what I started on, not the reaction videos. So today we're going to be speaking on a young man named Noel Scurry. He was a 17-year-old living in Philadelphia. He was gunned down in front of his mother on his way to school on January 14th of 2025. It's a tragic tale. Young man doing things that he probably shouldn't do. It's tragic. So let's get into this story. This is a tale of 1 foot in them streets and 1 foot on the basketball court. So remember, if you like today's content, make sure you share, like, and subscribe to the video. So let's go.
Sky Fox over Philadelphia's Feltonville neighborhood today. Earlier, a teenager was shot and killed steps from his home. This is the 5,000 block of Rohrer Street, about 8 this morning, and we're learning the 17-year-old was on his way to school. All after-school sports and activities have been canceled tonight at Samuel Fells High School, where the student was a senior. The teenager was with his mother at the time. And Kelly, what else are you learning from this tragedy?
Well, Jason, police and school officials are identifying the 17-year-old tonight as Noah Scurry. He's described here at the high school as a great student and athlete. His family understandably was not ready to talk today. Police say they do believe he was targeted, but have not said why.
I just saw him yesterday too. It's crazy to think about.
Sophomore Muhammad Al-Faqi leaves the solemn day of school at Samuel Fells High School. All after-school activities canceled today and men's basketball games canceled this week due to the killing of a teammate and senior, identified by police and district officials as 17-year-old Noah Scurry.
It's a horrible day. This is something that no one imagined. The student, according to police, was getting in the car on his way to school behind his house with his mom. So this is something that is quite unimaginable.
Police say it all happened in an alleyway behind Rohrer Street, just off Roosevelt Boulevard, around 7 this morning. At least 20 shots fired in what they believe was a targeted attack. There was a backpack left in the middle of the crime scene, surrounded by shell casings and tires of nearby parked cars blown out. A letter sent home to parents from the school principal said Scurry scored the highest among the Fells community on the SAT tests.
The student who was killed was exceptional. No problems from him whatsoever, according to the principal and other staff members. As you might imagine, they are distraught.
Scurry's mom surrounded by loved ones today, including the basketball coach and other staff from the high school. Grief counselors were also on site and will be as needed, according to district officials. Students say they could feel the impact all day.
When you saw him around, you knew he brought good energy to everybody.
Whenever he entered the room, the room always lit. You know, it was always a smile on somebody's face when they were around them. He had a whole future ahead of him, too. It's scary to think about.
Now, again, police say this is an active and ongoing investigation. The district saying tonight they are committed to working with police, elected officials, and others on the urgent need to tackle gun violence in the city. Jason.
Kelly Rule, thank you very much.
All right. Y'all heard what the news had to say. Like I said, it was a tragic tale, but a lot of details came out later that I didn't play, which I'm going to touch up on now. As you all know, I like to go through things, if you see me, especially on my Deaf After Sports, and try to make sense out of some type of calamity so we can actually do better in the future. And we don't have to have some of our kids facing some of these issues of getting gunned down in the streets. You know? Remember, if you like today's content, make sure you share, like, and subscribe to the video. Thank you. Number one, it's totally different than when we were young. Parents of today need to, God, I beg you, follow your kids' social media posts, your IGs, your Twitters, your YouTubes. Find out what they're doing. When I was young, all you had to do was not be seen by your parent or not be seen by one of the adults in your neighborhoods that's cool with your parents that can go snitch you out. So trust me, I know. I was born in New Orleans. I was off the porch about 1992. I survived those 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, and 96 summers of New Orleans. And if anybody know about that, y'all know if you was off the porch, you was in them streets at that time, and you survived, you should thank God, because it was tough. But what I mean is, when I was out doing my dirt and doing what I had to do, there was no way my mother could find out, because we didn't have social media back then. So number one, parents, if you're listening and you have kids out there, boy or girl, please follow their social media posts. You can find out about all the things that they don't tell you and all the things they don't want you to know. Number two, this is the main one. The day before this young man, Noel Curry, was gunned down, he made a social media post. Baby Joker had the face on. He had a gun, and his friends had weapons. They all had weapons in the video, doing what kids do now, calling out other sides, other streets, other gang members. Even if they're not gang members, they're going to rep their set, right? They're going to rep all they set all the time. So that was a big mistake. When we first heard the story, as you just heard, it was this promising college basketball player was gunned down on his way to school. They did a little bit more digging into it, and come to find out, the young man and this boy was actually online doing what the young ones do these days. The Chicago rappers, the Florida rappers, the Memphis rappers, and the LA rappers. Well, LA don't do that as much. It's more of a down south, Midwest, East Coast thing, where they banging on each other on wax, but they actually, like, you know, they one of your peoples pass away, and then they're online talking about it with their guns, talking about what they're gonna do and their weapons and all this and that. But he posted it on IG, and come to find out, the next day they rolled up on him with his moms on his way to school, and he was gunned down. This kid had a promising future in basketball, and they say that he was going to be drafted. I mean, not drafted. He was going to get scouted by many Division I schools in America. Kids, if you're not in that life, first of all, try to get out of that life. You don't have to be in that life. A lot of people have two parents, or they have a mother or a father that's doing for them, and they don't have to be in that life. I know peer pressure is tough. I was there. We all was young. I don't know why young people think older people weren't young at one time, and we have no idea what the hell they talking about. We know exactly what y'all talking about. It's just in a different form, in a different way these days in 2025. So my young ones, if you don't have to, because you don't never have to, but if you're not, the peer pressure is there. You don't have to get on social media with weapons talking about the other side and what you're going to do with them and do to them when you see them. Because honestly, some people take it as a game, which I think I get a good feel that this young man took it as a game, like something we do. It's just something we do in this hood. Don't do it, because a lot of people that you're playing with don't have nothing to live for, and they will retaliate on you. And that's a for sure thing. They will retaliate on you. I'm not going to keep you long. I'm going to get you on out of here. Last but not least, number 3. As I said, he was graduating this year. He was 17 years old, and by all accounts, he was going to have some scholarships at some Division I colleges. So now you have a mother that's grieving her son that's dead, passed away, and we will never know, and she will never know what her son could have accomplished in life, because he passed away and was gunned down at 17 years old. So to recap, parents, please watch your kids' social media. Keep an eye on them. I know the government make it hard to, even if you wanted to discipline them, that they make it hard for you. Like back in the days, we just get a whipping. That's what we used to call it. We get a whipping, a beating, and that was it. You learned your lesson. These days, you really can't do that. But one thing you can do is follow their social media. That way you could try to block them at the curb. Oh, I'm going to do this. Nah, you just posted 5 hours ago about going to shoot somebody, of when I see you. So you're not going nowhere. You staying your ass in his house. Number 2, young men, y'all don't have to be like this. Why are we being like this? I don't like to hate on my community. I don't like to talk about my community, but sometimes you just got to be real. A lot of people are dying senselessly in these streets because we want to be bad, and it's because of ego. Let me tell it. My belief is we don't have enough fathers in the house. So these young men, if you're listening to this and you have a baby, please stay in the baby's life. Even if you're not with the baby mother, you don't marry her. Stay in the kid's life. It means a lot for a young man to have an adult male in their life that's a figure that can tell them right from wrong. And number 3, if you have something going for yourself in life, we should protect that person in the hood. If someone's going to be something, the OG should have pulled him to the side and say, you don't want this, and kick him away every time that he try to come around here. Like, what, you coming around here? Nah, we bang. You going to be something in life. Get the hell out of here. You don't have to be. I'm going to tell your mama, boy. Like, don't ingratiate. Don't make them feel welcome to the gang when you know they have something in life. Don't play a fool. Don't put them in situations that this could happen and they lose their life at 17 and you never know what this young man would have become. So on that note, I'm going to get on out of here. Make sure, if you like today's content, make sure you share, like, and subscribe to the video. And on that note, I've been Sean Mack, and this is Death After Sports. Noel Scurry. Peace.